This is a picture of Jennifer when she was in high school, back in the 1980s, a decade when neon colors, poofy hair, and smoking cigarettes was seen as cool or ordinary. Today, Jennifer is 50, and her granddaughter Sally is in high school. Looking at both timelines, neon colors are still worn, poofy hair still happens, but cigarettes, they're not the trend. However, the major component of cigarettes, nicotine, is still in use today, and the products are quite a trend in Sally's high school. These kids have no idea of the long-term risks, just like cigarettes back in the 80s. My topic is the health risks of vaping, and my purpose is to help you understand why you should avoid these products at all costs. I am qualified to talk about this issue because I have done extensive research on the neuroscience behind nicotine in the brain, and because I have been affected by the use of this drug. There are 3 points I'll talk about today. For my first point, I'll address the issue. For my second point, I'll talk about the cause of the problem. And for my third point, I'll offer a solution. I'll now begin my first point where I will address the issue. Dr. Melissa Creamer and her colleagues stated on the 2018 research article, Tobacco Product Use and Cessation Indicators Among Adults, quote, current smoking has decreased from 20.9% in 2005 to 13.7% in 2018, and the proportion of smokers who have quit has increased, end quote. They also stated that smoking depends on gender, education, age, income, marital status, and sexual orientation. The statistics have shown that smoking has decreased drastically from decade to decade. However, e-cigarettes have been advertised as safer, causing an increase in popularity. Noel McCagney and Maria Bernard stated on the 2018 article, Change and Continuity in Vaping and Smoking by Young People, quote, while the use of cigarettes has often been framed as a means to consume nicotine, in fact, qualitative research into the use of cigarettes by young people has tended to stress the issues of playfulness and social pleasure rather than nicotine, end quote. Many teenagers and young adults begin vaping or feeling tricked to because they want to socially fit in with their friends. John Zimmerman stated on the Modern Drug Discovery book of 2012, quote, nicotine alters brain chemistry by increasing the levels of dopamine, a neurotransmitter linked to pleasure and reward responses in humans. However, researchers are also finding that nicotine stimulates other brain chemicals, such as norepinephrine, end quote. As stated earlier, on a social setting, the user experiences pleasure and comfort and associates these with the environment, making it more difficult for them to quit. David Robertson from Vanderbilt University stated on the 2005 article, Pharmacology of the Autonomic Nervous System, quote, as a neurotransmitter in the brain, norepinephrine increases alertness and arousal and speeds reaction time. Norepinephrine has been shown to play a role in a person's mood and ability to concentrate. Low levels of norepinephrine may lead to conditions such as ADHD, depression, and hypotension, end quote. This is more serious than regular users think. Low concentration can affect your grades, quick reaction time can make you tense all the time, and low alertness and arousal can make you feel depressed. Now that I have informed you on what the issue is, I'll now move on to my second point. For my second point, I'll focus on the cause of the problem. DoSomething.org stated, quote, plenty of e-cigarettes companies are doing numerous things to try and get young people hooked. We know that cigarettes are bad, so it's time to look at e-cigs for what they are, a bad remake of regular cigarettes. There are numerous things these companies don't want you to know, end quote. When anyone is not aware of the side effects of something, they're more likely to experiment, and that has a crucial impact on why non-smokers are trying these products. Tobias Schripp from the chemistry department of the German Institute WKI stated on the 2012 article, Does e-cigarette consumption cause passive vaping? Quote, research into the health effects of vaping is ongoing, and it may take some time before we understand the long-term risks, end quote. Some of these companies are not aware of the long-term risks. Nobody is. Knowing this, professionals advise everyone not to use these products until they are officially safe, if they are. This begs the question, why are people still using these products? Now that I have informed you about the cause of the problem, I'll now move on to my third point. For my third point, I will offer a solution. Robert Taibbi, expert in family psychology, said on the 2017 book, Brief Therapy with Couples and Families in Crisis, quote, breaking bad habits isn't about stopping, but substituting. 1. Define the concrete behavior you want to change or develop. 2. Identify the triggers. 3. Deal with the triggers. 4. Develop a substitute plan. 5. Change a large pattern. 6. Use prompts. 7. Get supports. 8. Support and reward yourself. End quote. If you know anyone who needs support, help them recognize the issue first. If this is you, address the issue with yourself and then with others. Famous sociologist Erving Goffman said on his 1959 book, The Presentation of the Self in Everyday Life, quote, the roles people play and the identities they assume in social interactions specify which emotions are to be displayed and which moods are to permeate an occasion, end quote. That said, it is important that you are and you remain a leader for yourself and others around you. It is important that you and others around you want and maintain a healthy environment for everyone. To conclude, today I talked about the health risks of vaping. I began my speech by addressing the issue on my first point. I focused on the cause of the problem on my second point, and I offered a solution on my third point. And hopefully, I could persuade you into taking action in this issue. Back to Jennifer and Sally. Jennifer stopped smoking cigarettes so Sally and generations to come would leave a terrible habit behind. She did it for herself as well as for her community and her health. She did it with the help of a strong leader who helped her deal with the triggers and to focus on the main goals in life. Remember, nicotine can affect your mood, your ability to concentrate, your heart rate, your energy, and your healthy friendships and routines. Let's keep the neon colors, the poofy hair, and the 80s music. But let's leave nicotine in the past for ourselves, for generations to come, and others around us. Thank you.